The old cemetery in the Welsh village of Llanelli had always been a place of quiet unease. Locals spoke in hushed tones about the sounds that echoed through its crumbling stone rows after midnight, muffled thumps like earth being shifted, the unmistakable creak of rusted iron gates swinging on their own. Most dismissed it as the wind whistling through the tombstones, or perhaps the work of vandals. But in the autumn of 2016, paranormal investigator Darren Evans decided to find out for certain. What his network of infrared cameras captured over the next 21 nights would defy rational explanation and leave even hardened skeptics questioning what truly lurks in the shadows of forgotten graveyards. Armed with military-grade thermal imaging equipment and motion-activated cameras, Evans began his vigil at St. Brinnac Cemetery, a neglected burial ground dating back to the 1700s. The site held particular notoriety. Beneath its weed-choked paths lay a mass grave for over 300 victims of the 1832 cholera outbreak, their names lost to time. Evans positioned his devices to cover three key areas: the crumbling mausoleum where security guards refused to patrol after dark, the section where fresh disturbances kept appearing in the soil, and the row of children's graves where electronic voice phenomena, EVP recordings, had previously captured whispers. For the first week, the footage showed nothing more than foxes slinking between headstones and the occasional owl swooping low over the grass. Then, on the eighth night, at precisely 2:17 a.m., the cameras triggered simultaneously. The thermal imaging feed told a story no visible light camera could. A humanoid shape, blazing white-hot against the cool blues of the nighttime environment, moved deliberately along the cholera trench. As it passed each grave, the soil appeared to ripple, as though something beneath the surface were shifting position. The temperature in its wake plummeted 15 degrees Fahrenheit, a cold so intense it caused the lens to briefly fog. Most unsettling of all was the way the iron crosses embedded in the ground vibrated without visible contact, their rust flakes scattering like dead leaves in an unfelt breeze. By dawn, Evans and a team of archaeologists found the earth above 6 graves visibly disturbed. The sod turned over in perfect geometric patterns no animal or human could have created without tools. Yet the motion sensors had detected no intruders, and the security seals Evans had placed around the perimeter remained unbroken. Over the following 2 weeks, the phenomenon repeated with eerie consistency. Every night between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock a.m., the thermal cameras documented the same sequence: a sudden drop in ambient temperature, the appearance of the humanoid heat signature, and graves along the cholera trench heaving as if something beneath were struggling to rise. On the final night of recording, a high-frequency audio pickup captured something that still haunts Evans to this day: a chorus of guttural moans, not from one location, but from dozens of points across the cemetery, synchronized with the soil disturbances. When played back at quarter speed, audio analysts identified distinct syllables in the Welsh dialect of the 1830s, including the phrase, "We are here." The aftermath of Evans' discovery reads like the epilogue of a horror film. Local authorities, unable to explain the events but pressured by terrified groundskeeper reports, permanently closed St. Brynach's after sunset. A team from Cardiff University's Archaeology department conducted ground-penetrating radar scans, revealing 5 previously unknown burial shafts exactly where the cameras had recorded the most intense activity. Most chillingly, when they attempted to excavate one of the newly disturbed graves, their tools struck something that emitted a hollow, drum-like resonance. And then the entire team fell violently ill with nausea and migraines, forcing them to abandon the dig. To this day, no scientific explanation has been offered for the thermal anomalies, the synchronized grave disturbances, or the sickness that befell the researchers. What makes this case so profoundly unsettling isn't just the footage, but the patterns that defy natural law, the precision of the 2:17 a.m. activations, the way the cold followed intelligible paths between graves, the moans that matched historical plague records. This wasn't random hauntings. It was something with purpose, something that knew it was being watched. Modern paranormal research suggests that mass burial sites, especially those connected to traumatic deaths, can act as batteries for unexplained energy. But what Evans documented goes beyond even that theory. It implies a coordinated intelligence, a remnant of the past that refuses to rest. Perhaps the most haunting question isn't what walked St. Brinnac that autumn, but why it chose to reveal itself when it did. The cameras didn't capture ghosts, they captured an awakening. And somewhere in the Welsh countryside, beneath cracked slate headstones and layers of unconsecrated earth, the cholera dead may still be turning in their graves, waiting for the next unlucky soul to point a lens into the darkness.